Welcome to today's session. So in the last class, we discussed about second order passive filters, where we have looked at the general transfer function of a second order passive filter and using voltage divider circuit, and by choosing various elements as series and parallel impedance, we implemented low pass, high pass, and band pass filters. Right. So in today's class, we'll start with second order active filters. Right. So to start with the second order active filters, there are various methods to actually implement active filters or second order active filters, but one very common and very simple topology is called as Sallen key filters. Sallen and key filters. So the Sallen and key, these are two people. They're known as EL and RP Sallen. They're people from MIT, and they proposed a filter topology way back in 1955. Then it was based on vacuum tube based amplifiers, but currently the same topology we are extending using op amps in the op amp as the active block, right? So whenever we say second order active filters, what we look for is there should be a there should be a square term in the denominator, and there should be an active component which can provide some gain in the circuit. So there are various ways to implement second order filters. One popular topology is suggested or proposed by RP Sallen and ELK, and we call that topology as Sallen and Key filter topology. Right. So first we'll start with the generic structure of Sallen and Key filter, and we'll see how we can implement low pass, high pass filters using the Sallen and Key topology. So since it is an active filter, it comprises of a op amp in plus minus, and it uses impedances in this form, another impedance over here. So this is our input V in. So this is impedance Z1, this is Z2, Z4. Right. I'll mark this point as X and this point as Y. And for the time being, I'll configure this as a unity gain follower. And this is the output. So this is the general structure of a second order Sallen and Key based filter. Right. So the Sallen and Key, these people propose this topology for active second order filters using an op amp and four impedances connected in this particular fashion. So there are series impedance Z1 and Z2, but from the points X and Y, one impedance is connected to ground and another impedance is actually connected to the output side. Right. For this, in this case, this op amp is simply serving as a unity gain buffer, which can actually provide some value. Right. So let us analyze this, or let us take one version of this. So now if I want to implement low pass filter, so if I want to implement Sallen and Key based low pass filter, so what I should do is we can substitute elements to the Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4, and you will actually get various responses. Now if I substitute Z1 equal to Z2 equal to R and Z3 equals Z4 equals C. If I substitute Z1 and Z2 using a resistance and Z3 and Z4 using capacitance, I'll actually get a Sallen and Key based low pass filter. Right. So, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So let me draw the new structure based on this resistance and capacitance. So this is my input. Here have resistance, I'll mark it as R1. Another resistance, this I mark it as R2. Here I have op-amp plus minus. Now from this end I have one capacitance connected to ground. From here another capacitance connected to the. This is V out, this is C2, and this point is actually connected back to V out. Right. So now, as I marked in the previous circuit, I'll mark two nodes here. This node is marked as X and this is marked as Y. Right. So I said that Salin and Key will give you second order filter. Now how to verify or how to say whether this is a second order filter? That can be understood by writing the transfer function of for this particular circuit. So let us start analyzing this. Now, one thing is very clear. This is a unity gain follower. Op-amp is a unity gain follower. So I can definitely write V out is equal to Vx from this, right? Or basically what I want is to write an expression V out by V in of S, and to verify whether you have a second order term in the denominator, right? So let us analyze that. So if I look for the current which is flowing through R2, right? So what is the current flowing through R2? Anyway, there is no current into this op-amp. No current will flow to the terminals of the op-amp. So current flowing through R2 is same as current flowing through C2. So there is no current here. So this current is same as current flowing through C2. So can I write current flowing through C2 as Vx by the impedance? The impedance is 1 by SC2. So the current is actually Vx into SC2. So what I wrote here is current flowing through R2 is Vx into SC2. Now, since Vx is same as V out, this is also equal to V out into SC2, or here Vx is equal to V out. Right. So that is about Vx.
How can we say that Vx is equal to V out?
Oh, come on! You can see that what you can see here is actually an op-amp in a negative feedback, that to unity gain follower.
Okay, okay, sir.
Right. So your V in is basically Vx here. Vx is equal to V out. Is that clear?
So the positive feedback won't affect anything.
A
The
positive feedback, it actually depends on the capacitor, right? So at low frequencies and high frequencies, depending on capacitor, the effect may come. But this negative feedback is very obvious, right? That
yes, sir.
feedback exists irrespective of the component or irrespective of the frequency.
But however, if it is high frequency,
Yes.
then even C1 will act as short. Won't
Yeah.
that affect
C1 is
VX, V
acting
out?
as short, right? When C1 is acting as short, even your Vy becomes V out,
Yes, sir.
right? That means actually there is no current because this node X is already V out. Here also actually V out,
Yes, sir.
right? So still that negative unity gain feedback exists.
Okay, sir.
Is that all right? Let us see the operation for a, because now what we are looking is a low pass filter, right? I stated that this configuration when I use for R and C, this is a low pass filter, and at low frequency your capacitance is actually open, right?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so for a low pass filter, whatever I write here is actually for low frequency. Your Vx will be equal to V out because the negative feedback exists for all the frequency what we consider. But for a low pass filter, we are actually looking for lower frequency where your capacity impedance is actually very high. That remains as open. Is it all right?
Agreed.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, agreed.
Okay. I think someone else also raised hand. Who is that? Uh, any other doubts? Okay, let please hold on the doubts. Let me complete this, and I'll give time at the end to discuss. Right. So Vx is equal to V out. This I can write. Similarly, how will you write Vy? So please don't get confused. I am using the notation V and Vx and Vy. Everything is in the same notation. It is not like small and capital. When I am writing, it is looking like small and capital. So this V, all this V in everything is same. Right. So how to write Vy? What is Vy? Vy is actually this node potential from here to ground, right? So can I consider Vy as the drop across R2 plus the voltage from here to ground? So what is this voltage from here to ground? That is Vx. When I say Vx, this is same as Vout plus what is the drop across R2? Current through R2 into R2. What is current through R2? Current through R2 is Vx into S into C2 or Vout into S into C2. So Vout into S into C2 into R2. That is Vy. So any doubt for Vx is this and Vy is this. Now, in order to write a relation between V in and V out, what I will do is I'll actually apply KCL at this node Y. So KCL at node Y. So how will I write node Y? Vy is basically this value. So I'll write this as Vy minus V in by R1, Vy minus V in by R1 plus uh, the current flowing towards this. So KCL at node Y is Vy minus V into R1 is current flowing towards this side. Let me use this color. So Vy minus V in by R1 is this. Now the current towards this side is, you can write that current as V out into S into C2. That is a current through R2 that we have written already. Again plus the current flowing here, which is same as Vy minus V out into SC1. This is equal to 0. This is KCL at node Y. Now what I have written one KCL at node Y that contains V in V out and some other term Vy, but I know how to write Vy in terms of V out. The only thing what left is I need to just simplify this. So Vy is V out into, so this can be written as V out into 1 plus SC2R2. So V out into 1 plus SC2R2 minus V in divided by R1 plus V out into C2 plus again Vi is V out into 1 plus SC2R2 minus V out into SC1 is equal to 0. Right. Now, so let me continue this. So if I solve this further, I can write this as I'll split the components. So one is V out by R1 plus V out into SC2 into R2 by R1 by R1 plus V out into S into C2 plus V out into S into C1 plus V out S square C1 C2 R2 minus V out S C equal to 0. What I have done is I have just opened this bracket and I splitted V in and V out terms separately. Now I'll combine, or if I write V out by V in from this, your V in, there is one term in V in, the coefficient is 1 by R1, so numerator is 1 by R1 divided by denominator terms, it is 1 by R1 plus SC2 into R2 by R1 plus SC2 plus S square C1 C2 R2 and minus SC. This is actually the denominator. Now here you can see plus SC1 and minus SC1. So this will end up with, if I cancel 1 by R1 from the numerator and denominator, you will get the expression as 1 divided by 1 plus SC2 SC2R2 plus SC2R1 when I divide with 1 by R1 plus S square C1 C2 R1 R2. So this is your V out by V in for your Sallen-Key low pass filter, or this can be further written as 1 by 1 plus SC2 into R1 plus R2 plus S square into C1 C2 into R1 R2 by V of S. Right. Now let me modify this further. Let me divide this numerator and denominator. If I divide by R1 R2 C1 C2, I can write V out by V in of S as 1 by R1 R2 C1 C2 divided by S square plus, so this term will not be there, S square plus S into C2 into R1 plus R2 divided by R1 R2 C1 C2 plus 1 by R1 R2 C1 C2. This is your transfer function. So you can see that denominator you have a second order term. So this is definitely a second order filter. Now, whether it is an active filter, whether it is providing some gain or not, yes, it can provide gain, but we have to configure accordingly. But as per the configuration, I have configured this op-amp as unity gain follower. So the gain what we are expecting from the active block is actually 1 now. So if I want more gain, we have to configure this not as unity gain follower, rather we have to configure it in as an amplifier configuration, which can provide some gain. Right. So let me complete this. So now if I look at this transfer function, this is the transfer function of your Sallen-Key low pass filter. So whenever it is written as Sallen-Key, it says that it is an active filter. Now, by looking at the denominator function, so I know that, or from the previous discussion, I am familiar that second order filters or second order filters will have a general denominator transfer function, which is of the form. So what is the form of a denominator of a second order filter? We have looked at that. It is S square plus omega naught by Q into S plus omega naught square. This is the general way we write. That is by including the Q factor and the frequency of the filter. Right. So when I compare this with the denominator of the transfer function, what I got now, I can write two things. One is omega naught. Omega naught in this case is under root of R1, R2, C1, C2, which is omega naught. And that is straightforward. By directly looking at the term without an S, we can write that. Now, the other term is omega naught by Q is given. So, omega naught by Q is the coefficient of your S term, which is equal to C2 into R1 plus R2, C2 into R1 plus R2 divided by R1, R2, C1, C2. Right. So if I want to write Q, I can write Q by cross multiplying this. So Q is actually equal to omega naught. Omega naught is this one by root of R1, R2, C1, C2 into R1, R2, C1, C2 divided by C2 into R1 plus R2. If I work on this, if I cancel the things, I'll get this as 1 by R1 plus R2 into R2 C1 C2. So this is the Q factor and omega naught of the filter. So these two are also important. So this is omega naught and this is actually the Q of the filter. Right. So So if I now look at this, this is of this form: omega naught square divided by is square plus omega naught by q into s plus omega naught square. This is also actually a second order filter expression with the numerator coefficients b2 and b1 equal to 0, which is only having a constant term in the numerator. Right. Okay. Now there are two questions. One is, so this I called it as the generalized Salenki filter, and by substituting R and C, we got low pass response of this. Right. Now there are two questions. One is how to get a high pass filter, how to get Salenki high pass filter. And second question is how to get pass band gain in the circuit. How to get pass band gain in the circuit.
So what
So,
is passband gain?
oh, gain in the pass band. So if you have, this is a low pass response. If this is a low pass response with this as a cutoff frequency. So if you implement using passive filters, what I can expect is actually one. Say simple low pass filter explanation. Simple low pass filter is this, right? This is actually first order. Even in this first order, this 1 by 1 plus SRC is the transfer function. So for S equal to 0, your transfer function value is 1. That means the gain in the passband is 1 or lesser than 1, not more than 1. Right, that means there is no gain as such. Now, there is a certain application where you need some gain in the passband. So this is your passband and this is your stop band, and this is your internal transition band. Now, if I need some gain in the passband, even even though I mentioned this as a second order active filter, this filter is not actually giving you some gain, right? Because if you look at the transfer function, see, this is the transfer function, right? Now, for omega equal to 0, what is the transfer function value? For
One.
omega equal to 0, it is 1, right? That means this is not actually giving some gain, but still it is a second order filter. Since we are using op-amp, we can call it as an active filter. Since the op-amp is configured in unity gain mode, you are actually getting 1 as the gain. Now, how can you get more gain? Say there is an application which need more gain. So how will you configure the same circuit in that way? Any idea?
So we'll have resistors in the negative feedback end. Like,
Yes. So let us see that. So I'll answer that question first. So how this SK Salenki topology? So SK topology with passband gain. In order to get this passband gain, topology remains same, and use R1, 2, the node Y. Here I have the capacitor. This is C2, this is C1, and this is your V out plus minus. So previously we configured this as, or we have connected in this way, so that will provide a unity gain. But now since I need some gain out of this, I can actually configure this as a amplifier with resistors connected here. Say since we have used R1, R2, we'll use this as R3 and R4. Now can you tell me what is the gain provided by this? Gain provided by this circuit?
1 plus R3 by R4.
Right. So if I look at this as the input to the op-amp, what you can get is, this is actually a non-inverting amplifier configuration where your R3 is your feedback and R4 is resistance towards ground. Right. So let us see what is the gain offered by this. So let us look at a comparative. So comparing to this circuit. So for this circuit, in the previous circuit, when I configured this as unity gain buffer, I can directly write Vx is equal to V out. But now what is Vx? In this case, Vx is V out because the gain is unity. But here, how is Vx and Vout related? Or what is Vout? Vout is Vx into
V
yes.
out into R3 by R3 plus R4.
R3 by R.
Is this Vx into 1 plus R3 by R4? Right. So this is your non-inverting input Vx. Yeah. So Vout is related to Vx as Vout equal to Vx into 1 plus R3 by R4. So the analysis remains same as the previous thing. The only difference is Vx is not equal to Vout. Rather Vx is equal to Vout divided by, or Vout is equal to Vx into 1 plus R3 by R4. Right. So that is the first difference. Now, so let us analyze the circuit completely. Now, if I write current through R2, same as before, if I want to write current through R2, let me write that. So current through R2 is, can be written as Vx into S into C2, right? So current through R2 is same as current through C2 because there is no current inside flowing. So that is same as Vx divided by 1 by SC2 or Vx into SC2. But if I write this in terms of Vout, Vx can be written as Vout into 1 plus R3 by R4, right, into SC2. So there is small difference will come in the analysis depending on the relation between Vout and Vx. So this is second. So I am following the same procedure. So first I have written current through R2, and from there I have wrote Vx is equal to Vout, but here Vx is not equal to Vout. There is a relation 1 plus R3 by R4. Now I'll write what is Vy. Same here. I'll write what is Vy. So Vy can be written as drop across R2 plus Vx. So what is drop across R2? It is a current flowing through R2. So I can write it as drop across R2 can be written as Vout into S into C2 divided by 1 plus R3 by R4, which is the current, multiplied by R2, so which is the voltage across R2, plus Vx. Vx can be again written as Vout divided by 1 plus R3 by R4. Or I can write the relation Vy can be written as Vout into 1 plus R2 C2S divided by 1 plus R3 by R4. So these two relations are important. So the relation between Vx and Vout and Vy and Vout. Now with this, if you do the same analysis as before by applying a KCL at node Y, we will end up in a relation. This is the relation Vout by Vin can be written as 1 plus R3 by R4. You can try this divided by R1, R2, C1, C2, S square plus R1, C2 plus R2, C2 minus R1, C1, R3 by R4 into S plus 1. You will get this relation. Please try KCL at that node and arrive at this final expression. Now comparing with the previous circuit. So in a previous circuit you got at omega equal to 0 the gain was 1, but here when your omega equal to 0 your gain is 1 plus R3 by R4. So depending on the value what you choose for R3 and R4, you can actually get a good passband gain out of this. Right. So that is your Salenky topology, and this is how to get a passband gain out of this. Now, okay, so how does this work? How does this circuit work as a low pass filter? So when I say low pass filter, at low frequency, say at omega equal to 0, low frequency, what happens? Your C1 and C2 both act as C1 and C2 act as open circuit. When your C1 and C2 act as open circuit, nothing will happen. Your input will be actually, so input C1 and C2 remains open. So your input will be directly coming as a Vx, and you will actually get the output. Or your Vin and Vout are related in the closed loop, in the unity gain closed loop feedback mode. But as frequency increases or coming to high frequency, very high frequency, C1 and C2 will actually act as short. right? So when your C2 acts as short, your Vx is equal to 0. That means your Vout is also equal to 0. Or in turn, your C2 is also actually connected back. So that means this node, your Vout node is same as this node, right? So this is actually connected to 0. There is no current flow, or for your high frequency, the circuit actually will not work, right? Your output will be actually 0. So that is how this work as a low pass filter. Now, how can you convert this into a high pass filter? How can you convert this into a high pass filter? Any idea?
Replacing capacitor with inductor.
Yeah. Yes. So interchanging capacitors and inductance, that is the method what we do for any low pass to high pass transformation. So this is a circuit. This has plus minus. Still, if I connect it as unity gain follower, this will be the form. This is your V out. This is your V in. C1, C2, R1, R. Right. So this is your high pass equivalent of the circuit. So the same analysis you can do here, and you can arrive at the transfer function. You will definitely get a second order term in the denominator with s square. And yeah, so how does this work? For low frequency, capacitors act as open. Your output will be 0 because input will not come to output. At high frequency, both the capacitors act as short, and your output will be input will be available at the output. So this is your Salin key high pass filter. Right.
So, but what Shreya suggested was replacing the capacitors with inductors. Would that work?
Oh, Shreya told capacitors with inductors.
Yes.
Okay, I took it as I overheard it as exchanging or replacing resistors with capacitors. Oh, now the question is, yeah, you told capacitor can be replaced by an inductor. Oh,
Yes,
then
sir.
definitely you have to check it. So you guys can check. You can write the transfer function, or no. If you look at that, if you replace capacitors with inductors, operation wise, at low frequency, what happens for an inductor when S is equal to 0?
It acts as short.
Short inductors will act as short, and at higher frequency, so if inductors act as short here, no, this is short. Yes, true. I think it will act as a high pass filter.
I think resistors then need to be like replaced by conductance. It would be a conjugate of the circuit.
Why resistors to be replaced by conductance?
So I'm just saying, using that principle of this thing, where we replace the C with the inductors and the R's with inductances. The I don't remember the theorem's name.
Okay. No, I need to verify that. But one thing what I can say, on a first hand, if I replace with capacitors with inductors, definitely the function will be a ulta. You will get an ulta function. That is what we need as a high pass filter. But how does the transfer function look? Whether you will get a second order function? Yeah, you will definitely get a second order function. Maybe you can write the transfer function and verify that once, right? But I don't think we need to replace this, because it is only symbolically we can replace, but in turn you have to use a resistor only, right? Even to get a conductance, we have to use a resistance only, right? So maybe you can try by writing the transfer function and looking at the natural frequency and the Q factor, and looking for a second order term in the denominator, right? So that is your Salenki high pass filter, and low pass filter is what we have discussed before. maybe since we are running out of time, we will continue this filter discussion in the next class. Right. So if you have doubts, you can ask.